103 Torah Scrolls stolen by the Nazis during the Second World War have been located stashed away in a Russian library. The scrolls, which were almost certainly looted from Hungarian Jews, were discovered by Chief Rabbi of the Unified Hungarian Jewish Congregation, Shlomo Koves, who was following up on a previous recovery of Hungarian war loot in the Lenin Scientific Library in Nizhny Novgorod. Koves is not concerned that Russia will repatriate the documents, as they are of little significance except for their spiritual value to Hungary's Jewish community. Russia has previously returned more than 100 antique books to Hungary, including some as old as 500 years. Said Koves, "For us, finding these Torah scrolls that were connected to our forefathers has a great significance of showing continuity in this community." Koves plans to go through the necessary steps to return the artifacts to Hungary, after which he hopes to restore the documents and then take them on a world tour. As England prepares to officially recognize the legal status of same-sex marriage, the Church of England has determined that tolerance and recognition of gay marriage are two distinct and separate issues. The institution will require respect of the first and refuse the other. In an official statement of pastoral guidance on same-sex marriage, the Church said, "As our statement of 27th January indicated, we are not all in agreement about every aspect of the Church's response. However, we are all in agreement that the Christian understanding and doctrine of marriage as a lifelong union between one man and one woman remains unchanged." The statement then unambiguously clarifies, "It will continue not to be legally possible for two persons of the same sex to marry according to the rites of the Church of England. Ministers will not officiate at gay weddings, however they are permitted to offer a prayer of blessing following such nuptials. Additionally, ministers are still officially barred from marrying a person of the same gender." The Infidel recently reported on the case of Pastor Andrew Hamblin, pastor of the Tabernacle Church of God in La Follette, Tennessee, and one of the featuring snake-handling ministers on National Geographic Network's reality show, Snake Salvation. Hamblin was fighting the legal prohibition of snake handling in his own home state of Tennessee. However, the law is not so restrictive for snake handlers in neighboring Kentucky, where another featured pastor on Snake Salvation, Pastor Jamie Coots of the Full Gospel Tabernacle in Jesus' Name in Middlesboro, also used to handle venomous snakes as part of his regular weekend rituals. The infidel is using the words "used to" because on Saturday, February 15th, Coots was fatally bitten by a rattlesnake. Coots may have survived the bite had he received prompt care, however he refused medical treatment and went home to exit the gene pool. However, reports indicate that Coots' only son, Cody, plans to continue the dangerous practice in his father's stead. Alan Parker, the pastor of Whitetail Chapel at Whitetail Resort, a nudist colony in Ivor, Virginia, has taken to delivering his weekly service in his birthday suit. Calling the clothing requirements of most traditional Christian services pretentious, Pastor Parker explains that his preference for discarding his Sunday go-to-meeting finery by noting that when Jesus was born and when he was crucified, he was naked. When he rose from the dead, he left his clothes in the tomb and he was naked. If God made us that way, how can it be wrong? Parker is also fond of quoting the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 25, "Both naked the man and his wife, and were not ashamed." Parker also argues that clothing optional policy is in Christian spirit as well. When parishioners are nude, says Parker, there's not a feeling that you have to be better than one another physically. We're all humans, we have scars, we have what we have, and it's learning to love and accept that.